to Facebook, Instagram has two options. So I'll go over kind of the whole process, more or less from start to finish. So Patricia, I have a document here with some like video links and such. I'll just email that to you separately. But what Julie and Clara you have here is the code there. If you've used that before, where you can scan with your phone. It goes to a playlist that I have of the different videos that are the 5 different videos that are shown on the 1 through 5 there. Because there's a couple of extra steps that you have to do before getting into and being able to run these ads. The first of which is actually creating a Facebook business page if you don't have one already. If you do, and you know that you do, well then, great, we're already set. Then we can just we can move into connecting that in Command, and then go on from there. And then the second link, how to connect the Facebook account to Command. I'll go over that here because that's a quick process, but more in detail, I have a link to that specifically. Number 3, so in today's example of an ad that I'll be creating, is going to be off of a listing. So typically, that's we see that those are the most common ads that are created and sent out, because they're very straight to the point. You have a listing, either yourself, you're going to advertise and try to get some attention to, get some leads from, or if you got permission from somebody else to run an ad and do this process. It's one of the easiest ways to get an ad together. Of course, there's other examples too that I'll show here of other ads and ideas that you can come up with and use, but typically like a listing-based ad is one of the easiest to make. So number 3 there, with that listing is you'd want to create a landing page for that, and that's a process you can do in Command. Simple to do, but I have a different link there on that process and what that looks like if you've never made a landing page in Command before. So for the listings, having a landing page for that to go to, that's going to be a good thing for that. And then on step 4 there, when it comes to creating other types of ads, really anything like that, you can actually utilize the designs feature in Command, where you're able to, the same one where you're able to go in and create flyers, postcards and such. There's a social media section of that, and it's specifically, the templates that can be best used for, posting on Instagram, Facebook, but could also be used for these ads too. So a graphic or something, an idea that you come up with in there that you use, you can totally save that file and then turn around and create an ad over it or use that in the ad. So I have that process there in step 4, how to go about using Command designs, and having and saving a design that you can then later use for an ad. And then really step 5 is actually kind of like the whole recording of this class that I've done before, which if you go to this link here on the document, then it has all the links there where you can watch and check that out. I see Ashley and Emily joined on Zoom. I'm going over a document that I will send to you guys out later with kind of some steps and other videos that you can check out for this whole ads process. So I'm going to just send that to you guys. Actually, I should be able to do it from here,
Did you send that in your email when you advertise a class, where you tell us that you're having a class?
The document,
No, the link.
the link,
Oh, yeah, well, actually.
well, I'll sometimes I'll post it afterwards.
Okay.
After I'm done with going through the class, I'll post it like in the Facebook group or somewhere, where you can, just find a recording.
I have a question before you start. I already have a business page,
Mm-hmm.
but I also have someone who's doing my social media on the side.
Yeah.
If I were to connect my business page with Command, would she be able then to take a look, to look at the designs also, or she's not able to get into the?
So if it's if your Facebook account is already connected to your Command account, then then that's all of it
That's all
there.
it needs.
Yeah, that's really the only thing. And I know the dad does the graphics
Yeah.
and all the postings and such
Yeah, she
for
does that for the team.
for the team and yourself. So I know she's very familiar with that whole process. But I mean that's really it. Yeah, once it's connected in there
Mhm.
one time, then it's
That's it.
it's you're set up
I see.
for
Okay.
the for the future run ads at any time. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. So on Zoom, I put the link to the document I was talking about. I just had a thought that I could just go ahead and send it to you guys now. And so that's gonna include all these links that I was just going over. Okay, so let's go ahead and get going here. So when it comes to connecting or making sure that you have the Facebook account connected to Command, the way we were able to do that or check on that if it's already done is by going into the top right corner where our name is, and then going down to settings. We go down there and we get to the settings page here. The section that we're looking for is called Facebook Ads Manager. This is specifically where we're able to link our Facebook accounts to Command. Now, on my screen here, and I've already done this before, that's why I have here where it says Mike Serrano. That's telling me that that's the Facebook account that I have currently connected here. If you don't, already, the button over on the right will say Connect Account. And you can click through there. It's going to ask to sign into your Facebook account that you have, and you kind of go through the steps from there. Very, very straightforward. And at the end of that, what'll happen is it'll indicate here that this is the Facebook account that you have connected, and it'll ask you here which of your business pages, if you have more than one, if you have multiple, which of those is your real estate business page and the one that you want to connect to Command. In my case, this is the one that I have here, Mike Serrano Realtor. That's my Facebook business page, and all I have to do is make sure that it's checked. It already is here, and then click on Done. So that going forward, Command is going to know, okay, this is the Facebook account that is linked, and that's the business page that the ads are going to be running from. So that, in my case, it's already set here for that. But this is how you can go into the settings and verify if you have that already, or if you need to set it up for the first time. All right, so now what I can do is I can go into my into the ads here. So what we're looking for to start an ad is going to be under the campaigns section over on the left. It's going to look like a little, speakerphone kind of thing. And from here, there's going to be a tab at the top called Paid Ads. So under this section, this is where you're going to be able to see your entire history of all the ads that you have ever ran or have been in the process of creating, all from this screen here. This will give you a breakdown of over the last 30 days, and you can adjust this to lifetime. So over the lifetime of your command account, how many ads you ran, how many impressions those have generated. Impressions, that means how many times the ad was displayed on somebody's Facebook feed or Instagram feed. Typically is where you see ads come up. How many times did that show up on people out there on their pages? So that's what impressions is. And then leads, that's how many actually went through the ad process. They clicked through it, they submitted their information, and we received their info back in your command. So total number of leads, and then of course how much you've actually spent on running these ads, so that give you a counter here at the top of what your amounts are. Below this is going to be the actual ads and every single one that you have created, and if they are in process, if they've completed, and then also the same information, how many impressions that they currently have, how many leads that they generate, and then of course how much you spent, of course, on that specific ad. So I have here kind of an example of one that I worked on before, or as an example, and it's kind of what this looks like. This is a draft because I never started it, but had I started this ad and it ran its course, did its thing, this would say either in progress or completed if it ran through and did its thing. Okay, so let me hop into creating one of these here. So what we're looking for is, okay, so for the example today, I'm going to create an ad off of a listing. So let's say it's a listing that I have myself, and I want to go in here and create an ad and have that go out. So what I'll do here is I'm going to go and click on the Create Campaign button at the top right corner. This is where you can find that. And then the option we're going to choose is going to be Social Ad Paid. So Paid Social Ad. Once I click there, it's going to ask me to give it a name. So I recommend this, calling it off of the address name, if this is a listing ad. Just something that you're able to tell apart what this ad is versus all the other ads that you have on your list here. So this one, I'm going to call it 38620 Munch Court, because that's the name of the address, or the address of the listing. And then next to it, I'm going to just put, listing ad. And then below that, it's going to ask what the goal is. What this ultimately does is it's going to best help determine the structure of the ad in terms of how it reaches the audience that it's going to eventually reach. So this is just going to basically just help structure this the best way possible. So because I know this is going to advertise just a single listing, I'm going to choose advertise listing from the list here. But you do have the option to advertise multiple listings, attract listings, attract talent if you were looking to partner up with somebody or hire them to your team. Brand awareness, so to spread market your services as a real estate agent, event awareness, so if it's for an open house, brokers open, some other, maybe a community event that you're holding to the public, and you're making an ad for that. Event awareness, that's a good one. And then attract buyers is the bottom option here in this list. So I'm gonna do advertise listing. And then it's gonna ask, where do you want the campaign to run? So you can choose either to only run it through Facebook or only Instagram, or be able to do both at the same time. So all it really does is just kind of set it up here from the very beginning where we want this ad to eventually go. I've always done just both Facebook and Instagram, just to kind of show as an example of what that kind of looks like. And Twitter, of course. I don't go over Twitter, but it's basically the same process of getting that connected. In the command settings, if you have a Twitter account and you want to run ads through there. So I don't have that set up, so I'm just going to do Facebook and Instagram. And then I'm going to create the campaign. All right. So because I selected that this is going to be for a listing, the next screen that shows up here is going to be a property search page. By default, this screen here might only show you your listings, which if this was really my listing, then great. I should be able to see it right on the screen here, selected, be able to select it and then move and then go forward. And you'll see here on the right, it's currently saying show only my listings. Now I don't actually have any. So what I'm going to do is change this to show all listings. That way I get the ability to be able to search it on the page here. So I'm going to punch in the address. All right. And believe, yeah, this is going to be it right here. So when it comes to the search here, you want to keep in mind that the way that this searches the system is it's widespread. So this connects to basically all MLSs that are out there throughout the whole country. So when it comes to this, and especially when we're looking for like a local listing or the one we want to use, you might see it show up twice or a couple times because if it's listed in GAVAR, SRAR, other MLSs, they all feed into the same system here, and that's why you might see it more than once. So the way to be able to tell is there's a section here that says, CA GAVAR, so I know that that's the one I'm looking for. Also keep in mind that this does keep history of past listings as well. So if this property here was listed before at some other point, maybe a few years ago, you might see it come up here again on this list. It will tell you down here the list date. So if you're able to see that, then you'll know that, okay, I'm gonna select this one because this is the most recent one and not one from a few years ago or something like that. Because I do see that a lot. One listing, might show up a couple times because of the MLSs, but also because it was an older version of that same listing. And mainly we want to do that because of the information it's going to pull through and the pictures and any other details that are going to come from the listing. So I definitely do want to select the the latest one. So I'm going to go ahead and select it here. This is the one I want to use. And you'll start seeing that note right away. Over on the right side, it's going to start kind of structuring the ad as we go along. So right away, it connected the main picture, the primary photo, as the one that's on the listing here, or the ad. as well as a portion of the description from the MLS as well, the marketing description. That pulls through automatically here. So this is this section here under the main copy. This is referring to the top of the ad, so above the picture. This is that section, and then we have a few others that go below it as well. With the main copy, like I said, it's going to automatically just pull a portion of the marketing description right into here. And that's generally a good starting point. Most descriptions I've seen out there, they're, it's a good start. Usually they're written well enough to kind of, go along, especially if it's your own listing, well, then you know exactly what's written in there. But general rule of thumb here, when it comes to one of these, is you don't want to give out too much information about the listing itself, because the whole goal of this whole process is to entice somebody that see this ad to click on it to get more information about this listing or about whatever you're advertising here. So we kind of wanted to, make it as enticing as, interesting as we can, but without giving out too much information. Because if we start putting in here, oh, this is a 3-bed, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet for, 500,000, well, then that's everything that they, probably most people want to see, and, your ad is not going to get any clicks. Yeah, they're not going to see it at all. But going, just kind of backtracking a little bit, that would be the point of having a landing page created beforehand, before getting into an ad here, because the landing page is going to have all of those details in there, the pictures, price, stats, details, all of that, and it's going to sit behind this ad. So the point of this is somebody sees this ad, they click on it, they submit their information, we receive that as a lead, and then they get taken to the landing page where they can see all the info. The landing page, of course, it's going to have our contact information, in there too. There's a way to put that in there, and in return, we receive them as a lead. We have their name. We'll see their name and their phone number, email address, that comes through as a result from this whole process. So
Is that the same landing page that we have in the website? It's connected in Command?
So it's kind of so the landing pages here in Command, they're kind of like the individual websites. So it's like a single website specifically for the listing. That would be the landing page for
I
that.
see, okay.
Alternatively, actually, and that gave me a thought, is you could also, instead of creating a landing page and having that, because you would have to have that done beforehand before you get into creating this ad. Otherwise, I have to stop in the middle of this, go and make the landing page, come back to this, and then link it. You could also, from your agent website, navigate to the listing and then be able to get the link from there. That would work too, because at that point, we already captured their lead. So we already have their information, and this is gonna take them to the page about the listing, as well. And I do have this ready here, so I'm gonna show how that works too. Let's see, so the main copy, let's see what we have here. Remarkably renovated one-story home in Palmdale, located in a desirable area. This stunning property radiates exceptionally charming vibe, freshly painted exterior, mainly manicured landscaping, all of you. That already right there, that looks really good. It sounds good. it might be a little hard to see on screen, but there's a button down here, kind of like on the bottom left of the box. This is like an emoji library here. So I do get, I do see those used a lot, emojis. And you can definitely you can definitely use those. They do draw attention when used sparingly. I wouldn't say don't use too many, because then while that might draw a lot of attention, it might not leave you with enough room to have the rest of your description on here in the comment area, because there is a character limit here with this area. It's 250 characters total that we see here. So right away with this description that's in here, we're at 219. So I have a little bit more I can squeeze in there if I wanted to. One thing I would do too, actually, is in here I would put click learn more, to see pictures. Oh, and I already ran out of space there. So I can do pictures, details, price information, just kind of give them a glimpse of, if they click on here, that's what they're gonna get, which is exactly what happened. So I would kind of go back here and say, maybe I'm gonna cut out this section here, give me some space, and I'll do to see pictures, price, and details. So that's my call to action. That's what that's referred to. So saying, just putting it out there. If you click learn more, that's what you're gonna get. So that's a really good strategy to use as well in this example. So that's kind of a good start for the top there. The headline, that's going to be the section below the picture. And this also has a character limit, and it's very short, or it's only 25 characters. So this is where we kind of want to be very, I would say,
Creative?
kind of like creative you can be, especially like if this pool, if this home had a pool or some like a recognizable feature or a main feature of the home, that I could definitely include that on here. So I don't know if this property does, but if it does, I can say this is a West Palmdale pool home, if that fits. So that's that fits. I can go with that, or even with
Okay.
check out this pool home. That barely fits there, or just about. So you can kind of be very broad with that. Again, it's not the main focus of the ad because it's going to be below the picture, but that's an area that you can use there too. And then the description, it says down here at the bottom that the description may not show in all versions of the ad. Facebook will, show the description based off of their settings, their algorithm, what they determine is, a best use for the ad. But it is still required. In here, I would kind of, I would kind of do something like this, where I'd say, if you'd like to schedule a private showing, if I can type, private showing, contact me today. something like that. And then I can say in here, I can put in my, my phone number, any other like contacts, any other details that I want to put in here like that. So call or text. Just because it's just one other area to, put in these details. Of course, if they click through and actually get to the landing page or wherever I'm sending them to, my contact details are already going to be on there, but this is just one more opportunity to kind of put it out there for them, like that. So with my phone number, if I want to throw my email address in there too, I can for that. Okay, so that takes care of the text area of the ad. And then I can click Save here. And you'll notice that in here you have like a couple of sections. So the name and the goal, that's what we're started with. We linked the listing that we wanted to use. The text is what we just went through. Below that, we have the media section. So this is where we can control what picture gets shown on the ad, or pictures, because we can do more than one that get displayed here in the ad. Again, by default, the main picture is always the one that gets selected. But let's say that's maybe not a good photo or not the best one that's available. I can click here. Might be a little hard to see, but there's some little dots next to the picture where I can have the option to change the image, crop it, so kind of resize it, or remove it and then choose a different one. If I wanted to change this picture to another one from that listing, I can click that button, and then on the page here, it's going to show all of the pictures from that listing that are available to use and choose from here. So if there was a different view of the front of the house, maybe one that looks better, I could select that from here and select that. If I in the chance that maybe none of these photos work and I do have a better one on my computer, like saved on my computer, I can upload it to this page. That would be the Add Images tab here at the top. And actually from here, we get two options. So I mentioned earlier, if you went through Command Designs and created a graphic or something that you wanted to use instead of a picture, you can from here browse your designs library. So you can go through and create your design beforehand, and then be able to go through browse the library here, and it would go straight to your Command Designs. So if I know this was the graphic that I wanted to use that I created beforehand, I can select it right from here, and it will it should connect it here on this page.
Would we be able to, instead of the front of the house, if we want to put in take the, from the Flex MLS floor plan, the floor plan, maybe put it in our PDF and then pull it through our browse? Can we do that? Is there a possibility to put the floor plan of the house on the picture instead of the front of the house?
So you'd like to have that as being the main picture, or have that included as part of?
Well, if it's included, I'm sure that we could select which one we want for the first one. So as long as we have them, have it among the pictures. What I'm trying to think is, if besides the pictures of the property that are in the multiple listing, could we add the floor plan to those and then be able to?
Yeah. So if the floor plan for some reason was uploaded into the pictures in the MLS for this,
Right.
you're gonna find it there.
Oh,
If not, if it is just a file that you have on your computer, then you can upload from here, where it says upload image. That's the second option that's available here, besides the designs library,
uh-huh.
which I selected a minute ago, but it didn't go through. But that's how that would work.
Okay, yeah, that's what I wanted to know.
And then here, upload image, I can drag and drop the picture right into here, or click on the box,
Right.
locate it
right.
on my computer, and then add
Right.
it to here.
Okay,
So, and then that'll connect it to this ad.
okay.
Another option too, because I do get this question every once in a while, is we can upload a video to this ad. The answer is you can. However, there are some restrictions to this, and it can only be one video. We can have multiple pictures on this ad, but it can only be one video at a time per ad. And also, the video must be shorter than 120 seconds, so 2 minutes, and smaller than 250 megabytes in size, and with these two formats located here. That's kind of a lot to remember, try to figure out. I would say if for the most part, the agents will, hire a photography company or a videographer to take the listing pictures, to do a video of the home. And if you're able to give them these requirements here, 120 seconds, the size, and the two formats, then they should easily be able to form a video, cut it down to fit those needs. Because it would be a lot of work to try to take a file and make it work with these requirements, and then to put it on here. So I would say if you're working with a company to do that for you, definitely leverage them. If that's what you want to do, is use a video instead of pictures for this ad. If you feel that would be nicer to use.
Yeah.
So you can upload from here, so that would be kind of like the best practice for that. So I'm gonna stick with just the pictures for now. So I have the first picture here. I can add more to this. So just clicking add more. Maybe so it's really nice interior here. Maybe I want to show one of like the living room area, so I can select that. I do have to click on it first, and then click on preview and crop. What this will do is, like, if the photo is kind of wide, this will make it, this will crop it to fit for the ad. So you can adjust the window here to show the portion of the picture. So I'll just stick with this, just keep it in the middle, and then I just do save image. So to kind of make this work, what it'll do is it'll try to resize the other pictures that are included here. So that's the front of the house. I can see that it kind of cut the edges off a little bit when I uploaded the second picture. I can go back here and kind of, so I know that cropping the picture as kind of a square, it affected the first picture. So I can do this, where I can select the setting here at the top, and I could do wide instead, and maybe that would work better. So it gives me more of a wider, kind of a rectangle box that I can use to kind of adjust the settings here. I would play around with this because it's kind of it's changing here on my screen. But this is how we're able to upload more pictures into the ad here. So let's say I'm just going to do two. If this home had a pool, or some other like great feature like that, of course that would be a really good one to include there too, to go along with the ad. So that's the media section. We just click save there. And then the next section below is will be the Facebook and Instagram settings. So I'm going to click there. And then automatically in here, we should see two things. So first is going to be the account, the Facebook account that we connected. We had connected already, or we connected at the beginning. So it's this. And then here on the right, it's going to say select the business page that we want to connect this to. So again, because I had done this already beforehand, I should see here my Mike Serrano Realtor business page. So when I do that, and I connect it down here, if I go back up to the kind of the top of the page, then I should see here that it'll kind of update this preview with my business page, the name and the picture that I have on there. So this is how I can confirm that it's connected and it's now linked to this ad that we're creating here. So I can have a look at that. Below the accountant page, I can see it's going to ask for the Instagram position because I selected Instagram at the very beginning. And it's asking to use either the feed or the story. So the feed on Instagram is, so if you use Instagram and you open it up, the feed is the very first thing that you see. So when you're scrolling through and you're seeing all the posts and all the pictures and so on, that's the feed. So that's saying if I run this ad, it's going to place this ad there on that screen for others to see. If I choose story, that'll specifically place it on the story section of Instagram, which if you're aware of that, you know that it's the top section of Instagram where you see everybody's stories that scroll through. It would place the ad there instead. This can only do one or the other when it comes to this, and I would recommend, for the most part, just the way that this ad is being structured, to do it as a feed, because there, I feel like for the most part, I'm finding myself scrolling through the feed rather than flipping through the stories. I mean, I think in my experience, I'm paying more attention to that rather than anything else. And a lot of times, that's where I see a majority of the ads, stuff that gets sent to me personally. I see it found there, so maybe that's a good strategy to use here. So that's the Instagram feed. Below that is the destination. So this is asking, how is the ad going to do the lead capture? By default, the Facebook lead generation form is the recommended option here. And the reason for that is, it's because once this ad gets started, it's out there, it's running. When the ad is clicked on, Facebook or Instagram is going to ask the person there, basically, if you want to continue with this ad, do you agree to submit your information? That option will either say yes or no. If they say yes, then that's how we get them as a lead, and then they can go on to view the landing page or wherever. But if they say no, then that'll count as a click on the ad, but not as a lead that is returned here. This is how this system is set up, and what this here, the Facebook lead generation form, that's what's handling that automatically on our behalf. If the other option, site or landing page that we see here, what that means is the ad is visible. Person can click on the ad. It's not going to ask them for their information. They'll go straight to the landing page, see the information, and it's up to the landing page or whatever link that we send them to for that to do the lead capture instead of asking for it up front. Now, depending on you know, what system you use, what landing page, and what link that you use for there, that may or may not be an option where it's gonna ask for that automatically. So, you know, even though your ad was clicked on, it was viewed, it may have a very low chance of actually getting a lead from there because it's up to the page to do that at this point. So that's why the first option is recommended, and that's why I would recommend too, just to kind of just keep it simple. I know I'm kind of explaining, you know, kind of like the back end of it, but that's the reason why, you know, it is recommended. Below that is the button label. So that's what that's referring to is on the ad, the button where it says learn more. And currently there's only 3 options: learn more, sign up, or apply now. So that's just what the button there is going to say. And what I made the text at the top to say too: click learn more to see more pictures. So I want to keep that the same. So learn more, and then below that, this is where we get to link the landing page or any other link that we want the ad to connect to. So if I was going to use a landing page and I have that created ahead of time, the button is right here where I can just choose a landing page. And so if it's one of these here, all I got to do is select it, and the link will get automatically placed in here for that landing page. Now the good thing about this is I don't have to get it from somewhere else and put it on here. This is good to go here. So I know when I start the ad, the landing page is already linked to this. For my example, I don't have a landing page specifically for this listing ready to go, but what I do have is, I think I linked the wrong property to begin with. But let's say for example, this was the property right here, the one I'm connecting to the ad. I know it's not, but let's say that this was it. So this is, instead of the landing page, this is the link to this property directly from my KW website, which is gonna have all of the same details, pictures, property, you know, the property details and so on. Our contact information is gonna be available on here. Everything about this and pretty much the same information that would show up on a landing page is gonna be here too. So what I can do here is, if I go to the top address bar in my web browser, this is the link to this page. I can then take this, copy it, go back to my ad, where'd it go? Right here, and then put it in the website field that's down here. So just copy and paste. This will do a check to verify that it's a working link, and it does. So instead of a landing page, I could use this too as well. And oftentimes, you know, this might be the quickest option too, you know, instead of going through the process of creating a landing page. But you know, you do have some options here with that. So that's the link there. Below that is where we get to the audience options. So this is where Facebook/Instagram is gonna figure out how the audience that it's gonna reach for this ad, where it's gonna place it, who it's gonna send it to, you know, who it's gonna get viewed by, to get the most amount of to increase the chances of receiving leads from this ad. By default, this is set to auto audience, and it's honestly going to be the option that I recommend too, because this is all going to just be handled by Facebook automatically. Their algorithm, their system is going to just take care of that. There is an option for custom audience. This allows me to specifically target the interest areas for this ad. So if I want to target business owners, accountants, investors, people that live in apartments, anything like that, there's a huge list that can be accessed through here, and you can use that option too. But at that point, it's only the audience reach is only being handled by what we select there if we use that. Whereas if I use it, if I leave it here at auto, that's just going to be figured out for me to begin with.
So the one in the middle, the specific ones, that one,
Mhm.
I guess that's why we notice that in our emails, when we get the advertising of the property, it says, we're sending you this because you looked at this area before or this type of home before, and so I get the information on a particular property. Like, for example, I had a couple of clients that were looking in Bakersfield, so I started to look in Bakersfield.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, I would keep getting the same, just like my son is in Arizona, and I look in his area, and I keep getting homes from that area.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why, because their algorithm knows what I'm looking for, so they automatically send me that.
Yeah, and you can definitely think of this as similar to that what you're seeing in your own examples, because the more that you are searching for a specific thing, whatever it is out there for shoes, or you're looking to go on vacation somewhere, and sometimes all it takes is searching for it once, and then now 5 minutes later, you're going through Facebook, now you're starting to see advertisements and things about that area or that thing that you were looking to buy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy how quickly that's able to just tailor that information to you right away. But the audience selection here, we can relate that to that. So it's like specifically targeting those interests and the people that follow those. So I'll wrap this up quick here. We're almost done. The location, the starting location for the ad. It's going to be based up. So if this is a listing that we create, or a listing ad that we create here, it's going to base it off of the starting or the city that the listing is located in. So in this case, this is here in Palmdale, so it's selected Palmdale. If I wanted to target this ad, let's say in LA or a different city anywhere like that, I can change this here. I can remove that and say, Los Angeles, and in a moment here, it'll find a city, and I can select that. What that does is, instead of target just buyers in this area or investors in the Palmdale area within 20 miles, I can set to LA and say, 20 miles radius with outside of LA is where I want this ad to go. And then because this is still an auto audience, Facebook would take that and run, with this information and send out this ad. So it is customizable there, these settings. So I'll click on save. And then the next section here is the lead settings. So this is what you want to happen to leads that come from this campaign. I highly recommend doing the auto tag. So that's the top option here. That way, what will happen here is if I have a tag already in command for leads that come in, anything like that, I can select it from the list of tags that I have here. Or if I don't have one already created, I can type out the name of the tag, and I can create a new tag from here. I'm gonna select one that I have already. So I'll do this, Facebook ad leads. What this will mean as soon as a lead is captured from this ad, that command is gonna tag it with this tag or apply this tag to it. So
Oh, I see.
I'll be able to quickly tell from my contacts list that this person was from a Facebook ad lead. You can get very specific, very detailed with this, and I can do more than one tag at a time too. I don't have to just stick with one. I can do multiple. I can be very specific about it and say, this is an ad lead that came from the 38620 La Mancha Court listing. You know, I can have all that as a tag, be super detailed about it if I want to be. So I can do that. As well as I can automatically assign them to a smart plan if I have something I want to connect from here. So let's say I want them to connect to the smart plan that automatically promotes my app. This is always a good option to use. I can select that from the list, add to promote the smart plan. And then the very last thing here is the duration of the budget. Minimum or recommended of 10 days, from start to finish, that's the amount of time there. And your total campaign budget, so that's how much money you're gonna allocate towards running this ad. You can specify that here. By default, it's $30, but you can increase that, and the more money that the ad will have to work with the ad. So you can save all that. And at the very end, just click on the Publish Campaign button on the top right corner. It's gonna ask to select your credit card or whatever payment you have connected on here. If you don't, like I don't have one here, I can add it from this list, select it, and get this ad started and going. And then you can just start it right from that same screen right there. And that's really it. From that moment, it's gonna launch the ad, place it here in your dashboard, and then just go through the process. You'll get notified when leads come through. You'll get emailed about those, which is really nice. You can hop on those right away, and you'll know that they'll come from this ad or whatever ad that you have running at the moment. And of course, you can keep track of them on the same screen here, on the lead screen, or the ad screen, and leave it as those are. All right, well, I'm out of time. If you guys have any questions, let me know. You know where to find me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much,
Appreciate it.
Mike.